Yeah, this is a different kind of video because I need a break from working on this Trans Am. In fact, Darren's going to come over Friday and help me out some more on transmission leak and the brake and bleeding the brakes. But anyway, I bought this truck for 800 bucks. It's a I'll tell you what's wrong with it in a second. It's a 1997 Ford Ranger XLT with a V4 engine. It's got power windows, cruise control, power locks, all that stuff. But anyway, so I got to tell you the story first. Let me sit down, my back hurts. So anyway, I've been looking for a cheap truck. I didn't want to spend over $2,000. So I found this one for $800, and they said that it might have a head gasket, a blown head gasket. But I went over and looked at it. I just got to tell you how it went. So I go over and look at it. You know, you never know when someone says it has a blown head gasket. So I went over and looked at it. The oil looks fine. The transmission looks fine. Oil. Radiator coolant in the radiator looked fine. It starts up. Well, I got to even go further. So I didn't even really check it out. I just knew I thought it was a good deal. So it was a kid. He started up. He jumped it with cables. It started up. That's one of my criteria. The car has got to start. I'm not going to buy a car that doesn't start, because then you're chasing why it isn't starting. So anyway, it started. It's a four-wheel drive too. So it started and it ran. You know, it was running okay. So I was thinking, man, I'm gonna have to buy this. So then we had to get it home. This is about 10 miles from my house. And I don't want to get a tow truck either. I mean, they cost $150, so hopefully I can buy a car that I can drive home. So anyway, the kid took a battery out of his parents' car. We put it in the Ranger. We were able to drive it home. I gave him $100 for helping me, because I don't want to pay for a tow truck. So now I'm going to talk about why they think it had a head gasket. Again, I'm not saying I know what it is yet. I just started working on it today. Before we go over and look at it, so again, the radiator, the oil, and the transmission fluid all look clean, all look good. But in the overflow, the radiator overflow, there was like this gunk stuff. So now I'm going to start talking about it. So from here, there's a hose that runs over to the bottle. So here's the hose, and here's this. Now I already cleaned it out, but I'll show you some of the stuff that was in it. So whatever was in here, I don't know. I don't work on cars enough lately. I mean, the last 20, 30 years. But first of all, I went to drain this. You know, I unhooked it, and this was plugged. The hose was plugged. Then I decided I wanted to flush it out, get whatever's in here out. So it's clean now. So I just kept a sample of it. This was in at the bottom and mixed in with it. Maybe somebody else knows what this is. It's like, I don't know, man. It feels like, it doesn't feel like sand. It feels almost like bread. It smells like coolant. So look at this junk. So that plugged up the hose. So whatever was in there couldn't go back into the engine. So then there was a miss. Let me find a cloth to wipe my finger. I could tell there's a miss. So I don't know, just a second ago I came over here for some reason, Spark plug wire is loose. Now, I don't know what that means yet. But anyway, that's loose, so I'll plug that in and see what happens. That's the only, in fact, that's the only spark plug I looked at, and it was loose. I mean, off. And there's a slight oil leak, but it's not dripping on the floor. So anyway, that's where I'm at. It's a, again, I just want a cheap truck. I got property, but I want to get the truck back in there, and I can't do a full-size truck, and I don't want to spend a lot of money. So here's the inside. It's not all ripped up. It's not a 4-door. If you know, some of the newer Rangers have a 4-door. I don't know how anybody got back in there. Let me see if I can flip this lever. So if you can see over there, I guess it has fold-down seats. Let me see if I can. So the seats are here. Here's a seat belt. There's another one over here that's been cut. Now this was kind of moist when I got it, but it's drying out. So anyway. There's some money on the floor. It's got a toolbox that came with it. I don't need this. I know it opens. Tailgate. The tailgate's here. A lot of trucks are missing tailgate. Now I'll tell you what I did notice. See the gap here? That's probably how it should look. This gap is wide, and I'll show you why. But again, it's just going to be a junk truck. It opens. That's all I care about. But it did get hit right here. It looks like somebody put Bondo on here about a 1/4 inch thick. So I think I got hit here, and it pushed this out that way. But I've fixed something like this before. I just get it come along and put the tailgate down and pull it straight. It's got power windows, power locks. I didn't try the locks yet. Power mirrors. It's got this 4x switch. The heater works, the air conditioner doesn't. Now everybody watches this. What I don't understand is it's got worn, I think they're called worn hubs. Why is that button in there if you got to unlock the hubs? Somebody must have switched it or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about these. So anyway, as usual, I'll just talk about this. If you want to get this thing out of here that I just took out, you got to get this bolt. Again, right here, you're going to get this bolt. You got to unloosen this, which goes right here. You got to unloosen this, which goes right there. You got to unplug this. This is the wiper motor. I just plugged this with a vacuum plug. This is goes to the windshield wipers. And then I was gonna pull the radiator out, but now I'm thinking, is that stuff in that bottle over there, in that container way over there, is that some kind of radiator stop leak, or what is it? So we'll just pull the oil out. Here's I think this is why I came over here, yeah. But the lid, the cap's missing to the handle's missing to the oil dipstick, but here's the oil. Nothing wrong with it. Let me smell it. Smells like oil. That means it doesn't smell like anything else. don't know if you can see that. It's pretty, it's the right color. Let me smell it. It might have a little burnt smell to it. So this is my first thought. The reason I was going to pull the radiator. I was thinking that the radiator lines go into part of the radiator and the radiator cools it. There's a radiator for the engine. I mean, part is the engine, part is the transmission. So I was thinking there was a leak in the radiator and it leaked through and it got into that container. But what baffled me is that, I'll take the radiator cap off. There's nothing here. Just smelling it. There's nothing. I guess what I'm saying is I don't see any of that same kind of gunk right there. So anyway, so to wrap this up, maybe I got lucky, maybe I didn't. So I'll put the plug wire back on. I know the 4-wheel drive works when I lock the hubs. It idles. Rough, I could tell I had a miss. The fluid looks clean. The typical stuff looks okay. Here's one interesting thing. The ECM/PCM, electronic control module / I don't know what PCM stands for, was calibrated in 11/10/21. So right now it's May 4th of 22. So this is like, 6 months later? And then I got a battery at Walmart like for $60. That's where I'm at. I'm just thinking, what should I do next? I think I'll hook the spark plug wire up, see if it makes the mist go away. Then I'll back the truck up. Maybe I'll mow the lawn first. I'll back the truck up, just let it idle, see if it heats up. If it heats up, then we know something's wrong. And that could be anything. It could be the radiator, could be the engine, it could be anything. So, and then if it does heat up, it's going to shoot out of here. So I'll probably hook the hose back up and just tie it off so it goes down. But anyway, anybody who's interested in this kind of stuff, every once in a while I buy a car just to work on it. This one I did this car was just because I wanted something to do. And it's pretty much overwhelming. Oh, then it's got this, it's not really paint. I don't know what it is. It comes off my fingernail. So that's it. Now as for the Trans Am, I'll just tell you what's going on. I did work on it a little bit yesterday. So it's got a transmission leak, if you watched my last video. It was leaking out of those fittings up in here. So I haven't started it, but I just put rubber hose. Because there's three things going on here. There's this cover, you see this cover that goes over the, I don't know what you call it, bell housing, the flywheel. Then you got this filter, and you got the muffler. Well, the way the lines were, it was a bitch. So hopefully this fixes it. And then I could bend the hose out of the way to get the oil filter on and off. But now I notice this modulator is leaking. So when Darren comes over,
I'm gonna have him fix this. Now there's supposed to be a hole. I don't know anything about these, but there's supposed to be a. So it's held in with a snap ring. See if I can see the snap ring. I just learned this today. Yeah, see the snap ring at the top? Now I was watching a video. There's supposed to be a hole in this casing that you can push down to get the snap ring started out. I can't do that with the flashlight in one hand and the camera in the other. So you push down the ring from the outside, that's what they say. I don't know if it's on this model, it's TH350. But anyway, that's got to come out, replace the rubber washer, and it's spring loaded. Here's the rubber washer, or rubber seal. Now that's what I think. I was thinking it might be the transmission pan, because you see that pink fluid right there on the bottom lip of that transmission. Right, point with the light right about there. I think it's running off of out of the modulator and dripping down. So I'm hoping it's not the pan. Anyway, and then this brake over here. I'm not sure what it is. I'm gonna have Darren look at it. It's either dripping out of this fitting, or see my light? That's where it ties into the caliper. Or this hose inside that fitting is leaking. So we need to, I really need to, like me, get in there and step on the pedal and see where the fluid's coming out. So that's it. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. So I went to plug in the spark plug wire. Get the boot. So to me, that's a good sign. Somebody didn't unplug it, or somehow it burned out. I mean, I don't know what it was. Let's see if there's anything hot down there. I don't know. It might have been, I don't know. But to me, that's a good sign. It's not, somebody didn't just unplug it. What does seem is this cable seems a little bit short. Again, this is hard to do with one hand. I can't do it with one hand. So that plug wire, let's see. Where'd it go? There it is. Is that it? Where'd it go? That's right down there. So this car's got a distributor. They don't have coil packs. So I just get a wire. We all make one. Plug it in. Again, I don't know much about modern cars. I've been working in construction. Maybe it does have a coil pack. I mean, what is this? No. Pretty nice spark plug clip. You also notice, now that I'm here, somebody is, see the dots, 3, 2, 1. I don't know if that's from the factory or what's going on. Anyway, that's it. We'll see. This car's either going to be a stud or a dud. Yeah, one more thing before I throw this out. Here's the fluid that came out of that bottle. Stick my hand in there. You see that? Let me smell it. When I rub my hand together,
It's kind of slippery. I don't know. I gotta go again. I got some extra antifreeze. I'm gonna clean my hand off and go see. That's all I know. I don't know enough about this. I just know I know that stuff's no good. And luckily, it didn't go back into the engine. It either came out of the engine, or somebody mistakenly poured something in there, or they did it on purpose. That's the mystery. Anyway, my back's kind of tired. You know, I'm old. So I decided to try Lacquer Thinner. I mean, it's only an $800 truck. So. Yeah, it's coming off. I mean, there might be something better, but I don't know what. It's not taking off any black.